From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is Roz and Mocha.
it's Roz Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Alessia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Roz. Mocha. I think Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow!
You just won $1,000.
That is amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Powered by Air Transat.
So Disney Plus is a thing. It's happening, everybody. The Mandalorian episode 1's all up there. The next episode, I think, drops on Thursday, and then the next Thursday, and then the next Thursday, and then they throw in like a Tuesday, I think, in there at some point. I don't know. I'll tell you what I don't like about Disney Plus already.
I already signed up. Come on, man. I spent my $89.99 for the year.
I know, and you showed me what it looks like, and it's already angered me.
It's already angers you?
Yeah, it already
Why?
does. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Hashtag okay, boomer.
Okay.
Let me hear it.
So I'm fine with the I'm fine with the content. I'm fine with paying for services. I pay for too many services anyway.
Sure.
I don't. Okay, and I'm even fine with them taking away our love of binging, where they're no longer releasing shows all at once. It's now week by week. That's the new way the world's working. Suck on it. I'm fine with that. I can adapt. I can go back to the old ways. Here's what I can't stand.
Okay. Tell me.
I don't know why everybody decided that the menus for movies and TV shows gives you like 6 in a line in a row, and then you have to like hit the arrows to get more that are hiding off my screen. Like Netflix started doing that, and it's infuriating. And then everybody else started doing that. Everybody
You're angry
now
because you have to scroll.
No, because it makes no sense. That way of searching makes no sense. And especially because some stuff in row 1 is going to show up again in row 4, right? Don't do that, man. So I don't, just give me everything on one page. I'm fine. Like the world that we lived with on your screen, you scroll the whole screen up and the whole screen down. Yeah. Everything's there. You can go deeper and deeper and deeper. That's fine. But this idea of hiding things where then I now have to hit an arrow and just scroll that way angers me. It's inefficient. Wow. And am I alone in this, man?
I think so.
That I don't know why. I don't know why somebody said this is the way streaming services are going to look, and then everybody else was like, "Cool, we'll do that too." It's not good.
I guess I've just adapted, or it doesn't bother me because I stream so much.
No, I can't stand it.
Like when I go to the Star Wars section of Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Rather so.
Yeah, look at
it's not
scrolling
good, side to side.
Why aren't those all just stacked up on top of each other?
Well, like, listen, man.
It should be. That makes no sense.
Scrolling
makes no sense.
Go work for Disney then and tell the app developer how to
But it's not Disney. It's all of them. It's all of them, man. It's Netflix. It's Amazon.
Send an email.
It's Disney. It's whatever that other new one is. Hooli. Whatever that one called. Anyway, okay.
You done?
Anyway, Disney Plus, it's happening, okay, everybody?
It's here.
You'll enjoy it. And can I tell you another thing?
Here we go.
Right?
Yeah, okay, hold on. Let me sit down for this.
As children.
Yes.
Okay, as children, we learn that no is fine. Okay, you can ask for something, and when somebody says no, you learn that that's okay. People are going to say no to you in this world. Let me tell you something. When you're on a streaming service, if I search for something, don't autofill the exact thing that I'm searching for, and then give me a bunch of things that are not that you may think that I'm into, right?
Or if it doesn't exist on the platform. It doesn't
exist on the platform, but it autofills. The search autofills.
Netflix does that.
Yes, I know.
Like the other day, I went searching for Back to the Future.
Yes.
And it autofilled Back to the Future, and I clicked on it.
And what popped up? Like some other Michael J. Fox movie that you didn't want to watch.
No, just other stuff that's not related to Back to the Future, because Back to the Future trilogy is no longer on Netflix.
Right, but they're giving you stuff that maybe you think.
Yeah.
We know you want Back to the Future, but what about watching this? No, just say no. Just say no. Okay, we're fine with no.
All right, we get it.
Also, on Amazon, there should be a different category on Amazon because what happens when you search on Amazon Prime is that I'll search for something and it will be there and I'll click on it like I do everything else.
Yes.
But it'll be from a different portal where I then now have to pay for that thing separately. It's from a different service.
Okay.
Don't do that either.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I'm good now. Yeah,
Text
also
rolling
on
in.
Amazon. On Amazon.
Bro, are you serious?
Yeah, on Amazon, when you search for things, okay, sometimes the French version will come up and they only have the French version.
Oh, bonjour, bonjour.
Don't put the English version. If I want to search the French version of something, I will search specifically for the French version of something. If I search for Groundhog Day in English, okay, I don't want the French version of Groundhog Day because it looks the exact same. It doesn't even say Groundhog Day in French.
It says like
until
Sacre
you,
Bleu.
Yeah, until you click on it and then it's bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Okay. Okay. I think I'm done now. What are the texts saying?
Roz is so triggered.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Podcast.
So the text rolling in at 925-555. All right?
Yeah.
Somebody give Roz a hug. Although I will say there are a lot of people who agree with you, Roz.
Thank you.
I'm with Roz 100%. I agree with Roz. It's so annoying to scroll sideways. I use Netflix on my iPad just to find a movie because it has the old layout. New Netflix is trying to be extra, and I'm not having it.
Thank you.
Another text. Yes, Roz, preach!
Thank you.
Get out of my head.
Yeah.
Roz is so right. So frustrating. Keep it simple.
Telling you.
I'm 100% with Roz about everything. Holy ranting Roz, somebody peed in his Cheerios this morning.
Hold on now.
Somebody else wrote, Netflix needs to change the search engine. Somebody else wrote, I'm 30 years old and I agree with Roz. It drives me bananas.
What is the fact that you're 30? Like there's some sort of big difference between the two of us?
Another person wrote and said, make sure to remind your ranting boomer he gets 10% off at Bulk Barn tomorrow with the rest of the seniors.
Oh, wow.
Hey, do you mind if we go back to a couple of comments that we're getting? Texts, actually, at 925-555 about your rant earlier on all streaming services and Netflix and Amazon and searching and what you can get and what you can't have access to. 925-555, somebody wrote, calm down, Roz!
Wow.
Somebody
Just
else
like that?
wrote, somebody else wrote, I agree with Roz on being angry with streaming services, hiding everything. Somebody wrote simply, I hate the arrow.
Yes, thank you. I hate the arrow.
I didn't realize.
Swiping is the reason I'm not on Tinder.
I didn't
Like,
realize.
I'm not a fan.
What about being in a relationship with your girlfriend?
That, yes.
That should be the reason why you're not on
Okay,
Tinder.
yes. That is the reason I'm not on Tinder. But also, I'm not a fan of swiping. I don't want to swipe, man.
I didn't see, I have no problem with any of these streaming services and the way the layout is and how I have to go and search and find. The only thing, like I said before, that I have a problem with, much like you, Roz, is that when you go and search for something, it will autofill exactly what you're searching for. But specifically on Netflix, it won't show you because they don't have that movie or TV show or something. Because somebody tweeted to us, said, totally agree with Roz. Additionally, I hate how Netflix has a sequel movie, but none of the rest, not the rest, i.e. Rush Hour 3 is there, but why not 1 and 2?
Well, because they didn't get the licensing for it, right? Like, don't get me going on that, man.
Somebody wrote, here we go, hashtag Roz Rants.
Yeah, so the other thing, okay, is I know that you do your best to trick me on Netflix by doing 10,000 different box covers for the same movie.
Yeah.
Right? Don't do that. Don't, because you're putting the same.
Is that when they put them in different categories?
Yeah, but it's like they'll be one row above each other.
Yeah.
With just 2 different box covers on it, and they make it seem like it's something new, like the box cover is going to make me suddenly want to watch it more than the other box cover did.
I will say, based on all these texts at 925-555, there are more people who are agreeing with you than not.
Because there's
I didn't
simple,
realize
Dude.
that there was a full community out there of people who felt this way.
No, I get so frustrated. at streaming services in the format. It's not the format that we all agreed on, right? It's not. There was a format that we all agreed on, which was everything would just be on one page, and I should be able to just scroll through all the categories of movies that I want, all the categories of TV shows, but they don't do it that way. They force things on you, and it makes me bonkers.
Somebody just wrote and said, Roz ruined Netflix for me.
Oh
my God, this rant is literally the best.
Right. Okay. Also, my Netflix is ruined. I have to start a new one.
What do you mean?
My profile is ruined.
How?
Because it's soiled.
With what?
Algorithms.
Oh, because all the prison stuff that you watch?
Yeah, because that's
like the really dark kind of documentaries?
Yes, right? Like my Netflix is so soiled with just violent content that it's almost unsearchable now.
Really?
Yeah, almost unsearchable.
You're going to have to log into your account on a computer, go in and clear your entire history and start fresh, or delete your profile and create a brand new profile.
Yeah, so I go on Catherine's. I'll tell you that my problem is this, though. I could go on easily and delete my watch history, right?
Yeah.
But you know what's going to happen is then I'm going to start scrolling through Netflix, and they're going to be like, this serial killer from 1975 was never caught. And I'm going to be like, oh my God, this looks interesting. And I'm going to watch the thing that I already watched that ruined my Netflix the first time. I need to know what I've watched.
Okay, I'm going to end on this last text at 925-555.
Yeah.
Roz's kryptonite is streaming services.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Damnit Maurie and his husband, Damnit Matthew. Straight up nonsense last night.
What was going on in the condo?
Eating chips.
Oh. Okay.
You know, every now and then people will get you'll see online, someone will do the one chip challenge.
The super hot chip?
Yeah.
We've done that before, Maury. It did not go well for you.
It went Maury lost his taste buds for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So then Maury brought home not one, but two of the chips.
How do you say it? Is it the same company? Is it Paqui? Yeah, Paqui?
And decided it would be a great idea to ask Damnit Matthew if they could do the one chip challenge together.
To what, warm up?
Listen to this. Here's how he tries to convince him.
Okay, we are going to do a challenge because it is one of the coldest nights of the year. So I'm going to warm things up, and I love our relation chip.
Okay, here we go with the pun. Pun number one.
Here we go. We are doing the one chip challenge. We're doing the one chip challenge.
I'm not, Maury.
Why?
Because
you don't know anything about the one chip challenge.
I do. I've seen this box before. I've seen videos. I'm telling you, that's not even funny. I'm insulted, and you can bleep that you would even think that I would dare do this with all the issues that I've had.
I'm insulted with all the issues that I've had. Poor Matthew.
No, he's putting it out there.
Gotta live with you. So what happens? You didn't do it? No,
Matthew didn't. But Maury.
No,
Maury still went ahead.
I'm not going to a hospital tonight because you're dying of something. Maury, I'm serious. Don't complain to me. Do not complain to me if you have issues.
Smell it.
You're not eating the whole thing.
At least smell it.
I mean, it smells like a normal Dorito.
Do you want to take a bit?
No.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
You ready?
Oh no.
Are you crazy? Are you insane? If you're on the toilet with you better clean it right after. Because you're lying. I know you're lying. No.
Oh my god. Oh my god, it's burning. It's burning.
I think water's the worst thing you can do.
Well, why are you taking it away from me? Oh my god. Oh, it burns every minute, every second. It burns. Oh.
I don't think you should be drinking water. I think the water... Maury, wooden floors.
That was hell. My lips.
They're red.
My lips. It's burning from the inside. My eyes. Can you just give me some more orange?
Yeah, your is gonna hurt pretty soon. What do our neighbors think?
There you go. Damnit Maurie doing the one chip challenge from his very supportive husband, Damnit Matthew.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
If part of your job requires you to hire people or interview potential candidates for a position, you're going to love this.
Okay.
A Reddit user asked this question. Hiring managers, what was your most what the F is wrong with this person moment you've had during an interview. Man.
All right, hit me.
He was naked during the interview, so we declined. When we brought up his video feed, he was laying in bed, nude. Hiring for a senior dev position, had a telephone interview, and she seemed confident and competent. So I flew her down for an on-site interview. She wanted a corporate limo to pick her up, and nothing else would do.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I asked, how well do you interact with people? He said, I used to be a bouncer, so I know how to deal with people. I immediately said, okay, this interview is over. I asked an applicant what kind of hobbies he took part in, and he told me he collected random things that, quote, pretty women threw away. When the interview was over, I called the police and gave his resume to them. Another person wrote, to start the interview, I asked him to tell us a little bit about himself. 35 minutes later, he stopped talking. I once had a candidate who came in and asked me how hot my administrator was and asked if she was single or, quote, open to Freaky Fridays.
Wow.
That's bold. She listed all of her ex-boyfriends who currently work there and said she couldn't wait to see the look on their faces when she showed up to work.
Oh, snap. Jeez, man.
They literally answered every question. I don't know, man, or can't think of anything right now.
There was a video that I saw a couple of weeks ago, maybe like from Dig. Is that a website?
Yeah.
I think I follow them. And it was a video of a Skype job interview that somebody was doing with this Indian dude.
Okay.
And so it's the recruiter who you don't see talking, and then you see the dude who's applying for the job on the computer screen in front of him. And at first, when you're watching this, you think that it's just like a bad connection. But at the end of it, the recruiter calls this guy out. And what this guy who was applying for the job was doing was he was sitting in front of his computer like at home, but there was somebody else in the room who was sitting really close to this guy's computer who was actually doing all the talking, but the guy on camera was just trying to mouth all the words.
No! Stop. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Again, this is from Reddit. Hiring managers, what was your most what the F is wrong with this person moment you've had during an interview? I have two more to read for you.
Okay.
While waiting in reception, the applicant wandered into the CFO's office. She was on the phone, so he stood in her doorway and stared at her while she was on the phone. And finally, an applicant rang up 30 minutes before her interview saying that she was too ill to attend and that she would really like to reschedule. Not a great start, but I try to give people the benefit of a doubt. So I said she can come in a few days after she recovered. She said that wouldn't work. She had plans. So she was hoping to interview the next day. So I asked her if she was really too ill to come in for an interview, would she be well enough to do so the next day? Oh, yeah, she said, I'm not that sick. I'll be fine.
It's the Roz and Mocha Show
on Kiss.
All right, let's talk about eating good, like real good, with Air Transat. When you fly with them, you get Air Transat's gourmet meals and breakfasts created by celebrity Quebec chef Daniel Vazina.
Yeah, every meal we know, salad, it comes with dessert, glass of wine. The menu is fantastic. Go on online right now and check out everything that they do have to offer because I've had it, and it was by far the best food on any flight I've ever taken. And this is when you fly in club class with Air Transat. However, there are always a limited number of meals that are available for purchase for people who are flying to either Europe or down south. In economy class, all you have to do, it's super simple. Just pre-order it at least 72 hours before your flight.
Reserve right now at airtransat.com.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hi, it's Roz and Mocha. Who's this?
Hi, this is Divya. So, I just had a quick question for Roz. It's one of those questions which is kind of insignificant, but then it kind of gnaws at you, and you just want to know an answer, and so I'm just going to put it out there.
Yeah.
What is the story behind your painted toenails?
What is the story behind me painting my toenails?
Yeah. Is there a story, or is it just something that you like to do?
No, I will say this. My toenails have been painted in one way or another. Like maybe I went like a brief little couple periods of maybe a few months of my life, but I have been painting my toes since I don't even know, like
80s?
the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roz and I have been doing this show for over 10 years now, and I've never known Roz to not have his toenails painted.
Yeah.
And if I were to ever see, like, your natural toenails,
Yeah.
I think it would weird me out.
Me too. Because I was like a total like glam rock 80s kid, right? So I had like, even in the late 80s, 90s, I'd go out, I'd have like makeup on, like all this stuff, spandex, tight pants, lots of chains, like all that stuff.
Beautiful.
And then shut up, Mocha. And then slowly over the years, as you sort of, grow up and grow out of things, all of the other stuff kind of disappears. But for me, the toes were something that just never went away. I always loved just painting my toes. And now and now Roxy paints it. I remember years ago, like this is how crazy it was. Years ago, the Globe and Mail interviewed me. There was a half-page story in the Globe and Mail about guys who like wear makeup or whatever it was. It was like at the time when people were going on about like metrosexuals and all this stuff, whatever that even means. But they came and they took a picture of me in like a suit with my shoes off and showed my toenails painted because it got out. I don't know how that I painted my toenails. Yeah. And the reaction to this story was horrific.
Really?
Yeah. Like I got a lot of hate for it. Keep in mind, this is going back like 16 years or so, right?
Sure.
And I got a lot of grief for it. And I never really understood why I got a lot of grief for it. But there were some real negative comments from this story. But yeah, so that's just me. I've been painting my toes forever. And at the time, years ago, like it was, I guess, so significant to some people that the Globe and Mail did a story on it, which is wild to even think about now.
Journalism at its
right?
finest.
You know what I mean? Right? Yeah. So that's the story. I have a few favorite colors right now. The China Glaze stuff is my favorite. And I've had a variation of Pool Party, which is my favorite color, on my toes for the better part of like a couple years now. That's my favorite one.
Amazing. Thank you so much for answering that.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, Divya, have a good day.
You too. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
All right, Roz, I want to talk about a podcast review that we received. Apple Podcast is where we get these from. Thank you to everyone who have been leaving your reviews and, of course, all of your 5-star ratings. We love them. This one is titled Bathroom Meetings.
Okay.
Hey, Roz and Mocha, I must say, it's dope that you guys started this podcast. I've been listening to you guys for about 8 years now. When I would listen to you live, I would turn off the radio or change the station when a song came on. I only wanted to hear you guys and your conversations and the banter. You also make the long drive so much easier when I'm traveling to my professional wrestling matches.
Oh, snap.
Hell, I'll even sometimes listen to you guys in the car before a show to help calm down my nerves. You put a smile on many people's faces and help them get through the day. If they don't smile, they simply can't be trusted or they are aliens. Shout out to Area 51. I sadly can't pick a favorite. Mocha loves wrestling. His energy is always fire, and I too love rubbing lotion on my skin after I shower.
Wow.
Can't be living that ashy life. He's the glue that keeps the show together. Roz is literally myself, which is sometimes scary. I also have, quote, bathroom meetings on the porcelain throne every morning, and it drives my fiance nuts. I love his bluntness, wisdom, and honesty. And then in brackets, he put, take notes, Maurie. He's the backbone that the show needs. Damn it, Maurie. Never mind. My meeting is done. Love you all. Keep doing what you do and don't ever change. Signed, The Night Train, Justin Sane.
Justin Sane.
On the phone with us right now is Justin Sane. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on?
The Night Train.
All aboard.
So you're a wrestler, huh?
Oh, yo, you just say all aboard?
Yeah.
Is that like your thing?
All aboard the night train. Yeah, all aboard the night train.
No, but like when you get in the ring or like when you're cutting a promo, do you always like start or end with all aboard?
Oh, usually when I get in the ring, I spit the water up Triple H style. I scream to the fans, all aboard the night train. And then usually at the end of the promo, I scream, all aboard the night train. So, that's my thing.
So what's your deal? How old are you? How long have you been wrestling? And is this your full-time thing, or do you have like a secondary life that is a little bit more normal?
I would love for this to be the full-time thing, but unfortunately, wrestling doesn't really pay the bills right now. Like, you got to get to like the big stage. You got to keep grinding, you know? So like my career right now is actually I'm a personal trainer.
Okay.
So I've been training for about 12 years, and I've been wrestling for 14 years now.
Where do you wrestle? Like, I don't even know. Like, where do you wrestle?
Mainly Ontario, but sometimes you go to the States. I was in Quebec 2 weekends ago. This weekend I got to go to North Bay, which reminded me I got to get my snow tires on, which I'm screwed.
And what do they pay you? Do they pay you anything, or do you just do this for fun?
You get paid, but like, it's nothing crazy, but like, it's all about the merch, right? You got to get the merch, sell your merch.
Yeah, that tagline.
You got to get out there. You got to just all the baby steps, right? But
Hold on, bro.
I love it. Like,
do you have like T-shirts and stuff?
Of course.
Will you send me one?
Sure. If you send me your mailing address, I'll totally send you a shirt.
Bro, I'll totally wear your shirt. I mean, does it look
send you my
cool?
designs, and you can pick one.
So, are you a single wrestler or part of a tag team?
Predominantly singles, but currently right now I have a couple factions. So right now in North Bay, I'm in a faction called The Reckoning. So it's me and 4 dudes.
Yeah.
Long story short, it's kind of like the Nation of Domination. I'm sure you know.
Oh, yeah.
Mocha.
What does your wife think of your wrestling career or your aspirations to get into the biz like bigger than what you are now?
Believe it or not, she is 100% like on board with it. It's like when we first started dating, like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
She didn't really know much about wrestling, but she'd still come out to all the shows, try and figure it out, learn about it. And then the best part was when I came home from work the one day, and she was watching wrestling. So, like, she actually loves wrestling.
Oh, wow.
She's driving home from a show, and I'd be like, yo, that match is pretty good. And she'd be like, yeah, it wasn't bad, but, like, I wish you kind of did this and that a little better. And I'm like, oh, sheesh. It's good. It's good.
Does she find it sexy to see you wrestling?
She definitely likes my shorts. Like, I wear, like, these tight these toy little booty shorts.
Yeah.
And, I'm all in baby oil and stuff. I think she doesn't mind it.
Yeah.
What does it like when I get in a car and I smell like another man because like we're all sweating on each other?
So when you are making your way to the ring, do you douse yourself in like baby oil or water or anything? Like, is your body dripping and glistening as you're making your way to the ring?
Oh, I throw on that coconut oil, that cocoa butter, you know? just like a light layer, just a light layer. I don't need much because after 2 minutes in the ring, I'm already soaking in sweat. Like I sweat real easy. Like by the time I'm at the ring, I'm mostly sweating.
Really? What are you? Are you like what are you? White guy, black guy?
I'm black. I'm a brother.
And how much do you weigh?
I weigh about 205 right now.
And how tall are you?
5'11".
What do you bench? Like 80, 90?
80, 90?
What? That's not a lot?
For like a warm-up?
I don't know, but that's not a lot? Like, what's a lot? I don't know. I just threw out a number there trying to be relatable. Like, what's a number then? Give me a number. I don't know. To me, that seems like a lot of weight.
I can do 80, 90 pounds on each arm.
Oh!
The bench press, the barbell, the most I've ever done was 325.
Whatever.
A barbell
Yeah.
alone with no weights is like 45 pounds already.
Yeah, so you throw a couple bricks on the end of it, and you get yourself a workout. I don't know, man. I'm trying to be relatable. Okay.
All right, Justin saying the night train. What is your finishing move?
It's called Death from Above. It's a huge pullback splash from the top rope, and I can safely say I give the best splash in the whole business.
Oh,
I'm going to say it.
Nice. Wow.
I can send you a clip.
Wow. So you go up on the top rope and then you jump on a guy?
I just jump
Yeah, he
right
flips
up.
backwards.
I flip my legs back, and I pull them, and then boom, just land.
Oof. God, that sounds dangerous, man.
All right, the night train, just insane. Thank you for listening to the show.
that
Thank you for
wrestling
listening to
life,
the
though,
podcast. Thank you for your review.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, thank you so much,
No
man.
problem.
I learned so much about wrestling today. Well, I mean, I learned a lot. Like, there's human beings that can lift more than 90 pounds.
Yeah, that's insulting, bro. That's insulting.
Oh, wait. Justin, before we let you go, do you have like a catchphrase or anything?
So if I'm running a promo, usually near the end of it, you remember the name of you remember me has a smoke blowing, tongue biting, would rather die than quit, ass kicking son of a bitch, Justin Sane, then all aboard the night train.
That's amazing, dude. That is amazing.
All aboard the night train. Justin Sane, thanks very much, brother.
Come on, guys. Take care.
Later, dude.
Later, bro.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Jennifer.
Hi.
Hi, it's Roz and Mocha. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. All right. You are in quite the dilemma. This is unlike any FML we've ever had in the history of the Roz and Mocha Show.
Yeah, I figured so.
Okay, Jennifer, you wrote us this. Roz and Mocha Fix My Life. So, I recently moved, but only about 3 kilometers away, and my cat Bob keeps going back to our old house. It's been 2 months, and we've had to pick him up about a dozen times already. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so how old is Bob?
Bob is about 10.
He's about 10.
no.
Okay.
He's got that long-term memory.
Yes, and our old house is the only house he knew.
Right.
Oh, no. So that's literally home for him.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I will say this. So I have 3 cats in the house. So we have Pickles, and we have Fig, and we have Coco. Coco was a foster that we just wound up keeping, so she's never really been outside. Pickles and Fig, and the other cat upstairs with my brother and his wife, Beans, they were all like outdoor, feral, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then when we brought in Pickles, she was an indoor-outdoor cat for years. Right? She'd cry at the back door, let her out. She'd always come home at night, and I'd let her in. She'd go out, have adventures, kill all sorts of things, bring all the dead bodies home, throw them against the back window. I knew she was right. Okay, so that was her
Let
life.
me in, Dad.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Okay, so that was her life. I will say this. She got sick, and she developed a respiratory problem, and she started getting a little bit old. And we were like, hey, guess what, buddy? No more outside for you.
Yeah.
She cried at the back door for a little while, but you'd be surprised at how fast cats adapt to being indoor cats, where they will just stare out the window at birds and make that clicking sound that they do, that sort of primal hunting thing that they do. And they will live a fantastic, wonderful life, and they will not hate you for it. So I think it's time for Bob to, be an indoor cat for the rest of his little life. Yeah.
So, Jennifer, when Bob disappears and goes back to your old place, that's 3 kilometers away from where you guys live now, do you get a phone call from the owners of your old... Oh, you get a text. And what do they just say? Like, Bob's here again?
Yeah, we have like a pretty good relationship with the people who bought our house. And, the first time that happened, I said to my husband, I think he's at Lesbury. It had been 2 days, so I messaged the new owner and sent a picture of the cat, and he's like, oh, yeah, he's been here since yesterday afternoon.
Oh, no. And where does he hang out? Oh, he just hangs out in the back?
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
At the back door, trying to get in.
Yeah, you can't do that because here's the thing, right, is that when you think that you let your cat out in the backyard, like I always thought that Pickles would just sort of hang around, the yard, right?
Same.
I thought that because why wouldn't they? There's lots of things to do, right?
Yeah.
Whatever, you have fun. And then I remember one time I was like blocks and blocks away, and I had to go and pick something up. And then I was walking back, and I saw my cat, and in my head I'm like, you just crossed 4 roads.
Yeah.
Right? Like
that's scary.
You just crossed 4 roads.
It is scary.
So Bob is walking 3 kilometers, okay, for a cat. How many roads does he have to cross to get to your old house?
Well, one thing that is reassuring is that there's no major roads. Like, it's all just...
Do the roads have a car on them?
Yes.
Yes, okay. He's not on bike paths. No, okay.
I don't think so. I mean, who knows what route he's taking.
Did you teach Bob to cross at the corner and wait for the light?
No,
you did not. Okay. So Bob's got to be an indoor cat now. And he won't hate you for it. He's going to be fine.
Oh, I think he'll hate me for a little bit.
He'll just, they get so used to it, and he'll be, don't worry about it. And it's not like he's going to go into some deep depression or anything like that. Like, he's still going to be a dumb cat.
Yes.
Yeah. You just have to watch out when you open your back door, though, in your new place, because he will, for the first 6 months, it doesn't matter where in the house he is. If he hears that lock on the back door or that patio door slide, he will come running.
Hope that helps, Jennifer.
Okay, thank you guys. I love you guys so much.
I love you too. Take care.
Yeah, keep your kitty inside, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
On Kiss.
Can you still see likes on your Instagram?
I can, yeah. Why?
You can't. See, because I can. You know when they did that in Canada, when they test drove it? Yeah. I think out of this crew in here, I'm the only one that lost all my likes.
No, but hold on. On my normal account, I can, but on my doggy account, I cannot.
You cannot. How many followers do you have on your dog account?
300.
300. But you can still see them. You just can't see them on anybody else's.
No, on my, like when I go to mine, it just says at Roz Weston and others.
Right, yeah, but you can see your own likes.
Oh, I can see my own likes, yes.
Yeah, so they're rolling that out in the States now, too.
Oh, okay.
And
people must be pissed, huh?
Yeah,
influencers are.
So on Friday, Adam Mosseri, who runs Instagram, announced that they were going to start hiding likes on the app in the U.S. as a way to... Their goal is to make Instagram healthier and less stressful for people who use it. Nicki Minaj posted this.
Oh, God, she went on a rant on the weekend.
Okay, she goes, I'm not posting on IG after this week because they were moving the likes. What should I do now? What should I get into? Think of all the time I'll have with my new life. And then Cardi B wrote, this is my opinion, she writes. I mean, what makes you feel more insecure? Getting no likes or people constantly giving you opinions about you, your life, and topics? What would IG do? So Cardi's problem isn't the likes. That's not where she sees the problem on Instagram. She sees the problem in the comments section.
Yeah, of course.
On Instagram. And Mosseri went on to say, what we're hoping to do is depressurize Instagram a little bit and make it a little bit less of a competition. The idea is to try and reduce anxiety and social comparisons, specifically with an eye towards young people. I'll tell you, I found it weird when they got rid of my likes for a couple days. For a couple days. Now it's just one less thing to look at. Like it's because I'm not bothered by it because you can still see your own metrics. And I know that all the influencers, quote unquote, are pissed at this because you can no longer click on their thing and see that something has 20,000 likes, and then you may want to jump on that because it's perceived to be popular. So then maybe you repost or you whatever. Like, I get all that, but it's just one less thing to look at. You can still see your own metrics and then send them to anybody who you try and want to do business with, a client or whoever. Like, it's not like they're getting rid of them full stop. They're just getting rid of them from people's views. And I don't miss it at all. I actually quite like it.
The only thing
not having likes
that I noticed is that before you'd be able to go to your feed, right?
Yeah.
And if you were to hold down like on a picture,
right,
you'd be able to open up that picture, and then in the top right there used to, at least on mine, there used to be an arrow where you can refresh to see likes and comments.
Oh.
You can't do that anymore.
Oh, I've never done
that. You pull down.
You just pull down. That's what I do.
You pull down.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah,
and it refreshes that way.
It just refreshes, yeah. So are you...
Oh, as somebody who wanted to start a business of clothing that says live for likes on it, I'm devastated.
But did you start that business?
No, because apparently somebody said it's already out there. So again, another business venture failed.
But that is not Instagram's problem. That's just the fact that you don't have original ideas.
No, it's somebody else's originality that... Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
All right, so here we are.
So Don Cherry, if you're expecting an apology from him, don't, because you're not going to get it. Mocha and I have been sitting here listening to the interview that he gave to Damnit Maurie last night, and there's no apology in there at all. And the story is, as you know, Don Cherry gone from Coach's Corner after... Jeez, man. You know what he said. He was talking about poppies and Remembrance Day and milk and honey and coming to this country. And then he did the you people, which nobody thinks like that. And it cost him his job. And there is a great number of people that feel vindicated. And there's a great number of people that were hurt by those comments that feel vindicated and that they did the right thing. But like everything else, everybody's divided on this, and social media can be an ugly place. And if you look at what's trending right now, which I was 2 seconds ago,
it's all Don Cherry.
Yeah, I stand with Don Cherry. Like it's a wild world, and a lot of people have opinions on it. Dude. But one thing we haven't heard was Don sort of in his own words. And again, I was hoping that there would be an apology, but there's no apology.
Don Cherry called Damnit Maurie last night.
Yeah.
And here is exactly how the conversation went.
Don Cherry, obviously this is a bit of a shock to you, but if you step back a minute, does it make any sense to you?
Makes no sense at all. I say if you see what I said, I did not say immigrants. I did not say. What I said was everybody, and I meant everybody, whether it's Scotch, Irish, English, or anything. Everybody that comes to this country should honor our fallen dead, and somehow or other, it's been misinterpreted, and this is what happens. But that's I've visited armed forces, the bases, and I've been in Afghanistan at Christmas, and I walked the walk, and I meant every word I said, and I don't take it back. And if I have to turn into a tame robot to keep my job, I don't think people would like that. And so I refuse to. Just refuse to knuckle under, and so I'm fired.
Do you think that it was because you said "you people" as opposed to anything else? Do you think?
Oh yeah, that was the highlight of the whole point. And but that's the way it goes. And I still feel everybody in this country should wear a poppy to honor our fallen soldiers.
When they called you to tell you that you were fired, what was your reaction? Were you like,
"Well, I couldn't believe that it was happening," but. But you have to take the bitter. After 35 years, you had a lot of, you had a lot of fun and everything. And it's too bad it's over. But I'm not changing. I've never would change, and that's the way it is.
Do you feel that you should apologize for any of it, or nothing?
No, I don't. I not at all. I meant every word.
The country's completely divided in this. A lot of people think you should not have been fired, and the people think you should. What do you want to say to the people who think that you should have been fired?
F them. No. No, I'm just kidding. No, you have your say, and I've had my say, and that's the way I feel about it. And I meant every word. And when I said on Coach's Corner, I always mean what I say on Coach's Corner. There was no trip on words or anything. I meant what I said.
Did Ron MacLean throw you under the bus with his apology at all?
No, I don't want to get into Ron MacLean. He has to do what he has to do, and I have to do what I have to do. Murray, don't go too long.
Last question for you. What do you want to say to all of your supporters? What do you want to say to the people who are quite upset that you're gone?
Well, I want to thank them very much for their emails and phone calls, and I can't believe that this happened. And I want to thank them very much for watching Coach's Corner for the last over 35 years. I'm in shock here, and I'm just sitting down in my little office watching my goldfish and answering. And the only guy I've phoned is you. I phoned Joe Warmington and you. And anybody that's persistent at you, I have to do it.
There you go. That's Don Cherry with Damnit Maurie last night.
No apology.
Zero apology.
Well, there you go. Take that for what it is, huh?
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Don Cherry was on Fox News last night, made it all the way to Fox News and Tucker Carlson, talking about you people.
I should have said, if I had come through, if I had been smart and protected myself, I should have said everybody should be wearing a poppy.
Yeah,
like I went downtown. Yeah, and that's fair enough. The whole thing. It's the two words that got it. That you people, and as you know, people are very sensitive like that, and that's they got me. But I listen.
Well, they're not. I find you to clarify. They're not sensitive at all. They're fascists. They're not. They actually have no real feelings. They're faking their outrage. They're trying to crush you because they want to exert power because it makes them feel big when actually inside they're small.
Yeah, you can walk back you people, right? And you can say, hey, what I meant was everybody. That's fine. But what you can't just walk back some of the words, because you also said you come here, which you people, you come here. That's the 5 words. It's not just the 2.
It's implied when you say.
Yeah, well, anyway. So there is a protest apparently happening today at around 1 o'clock for them to, I guess, rehire Don Cherry. Hazel McCallion, former longtime mayor of Mississauga, is a Don Cherry supporter.
He certainly has clearly indicated he met everybody. He certainly did not single out the immigrants. Everybody, we're all immigrants.
Also, Don Cherry offered a job. Doing
already?
hockey commentary already.
Where? Like a competing broadcaster?
Of course. No, in Russia. The official Twitter account of the HC Dynamo Moscow, which is a hockey team, they said, "Hey, Don Cherry, we heard that you were fired. It's not good." This was from the verified account. "Come to Russia. We need an analyst for Dynamo TV who could talk whatever he thinks. Oh, wow. We love old soldiers."
Oh, what did Don say? Niet.
And we will make a nice suit.
Niet.
So anyway, the job offers are just pouring in.
Pouring in.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna stay out of it. I had so much talking about John Terry, about Don Cherry the last couple of days. I got nothing
Don Johnson?
else to say. Yeah.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
podcast.
All right, a lot of people in the GTA still digging out of the snow that hit yesterday. Like 20 centimeters. Flurries will continue today. Won't be as bad, though. It's going to feel like minus 15, though. During the height of it all, Damnit Maurie hit the streets to talk to people about the snow, see if people were prepared. A lot of people weren't. I sure as hell wasn't.
Absolutely, Roz. I agree with everything you just
I said nothing. That's
Do you want to say something? No? Okay. Sorry. Your comment again, Roz, is?
Absolutely, Roz. I agree with everything you just said. We are here on the streets of Toronto trying to warm up the city. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Ronnie.
Oh. Okay, you don't look like you're dressed for this weather.
You know, I try to be, but it's tough. It hits you all at once, and sometimes you're unprepared.
That's what she said. Do you have anybody to go home to sort of help warm you up a little bit? Like, you look cold. You need a good cuddle.
Unfortunately, I don't. Thanks for the reminder, but I'm always in need of a good cuddle.
Is that an invite?
Yeah, you can take it as you want it.
Oh, okay. I'll just turn my mic off. Tell you what I'll do to help warm you up, because you look like your hands are cold. Why don't I let you warm your hands in my armpits?
I would love that.
Okay, here we go.
Dude, why are your armpits so warm and wet?
Wait, I think we could warm things up a little bit if you and I sang a summer song.
Sure. Living hot, hot, hot.
Hey, hey, oh, hey.
Oh, hey. Hot, hot, hot.
Excuse me, young man. I don't think you're dressed warmly enough for this weather.
You don't think so?
If your hands are cold, do you want to stick them into my armpits?
No. That's a disgusting thought.
I have an idea how we can warm each other up, though. What's your favorite summer song?
Hot time, summer in the city. Back of my neck is warm and gritty.
You're like freezing.
I know, I am.
Were you not at all aware that this was going to happen today?
You know what's so funny? I work for the city, so yes, I was aware, and I just did not prepare.
Tell you what I'm going to do. You can stick your hands in my armpits.
Oh my God, ew.
First snowfall of the year.
Yes.
Are we celebrating or are we sad?
I'm happy that Christmas is coming, and snow equals Christmas to me, and as long as it doesn't ruin my TTC ride, I'm happy.
What is your favorite? You know what? We got to warm things up right now for the city, okay? So what is your favorite summer song?
So old school, Bananarama, Cruel Summer.
Oh.
Cruel Summer, now it's gone.
Dude, it's snowing and you're in shorts.
I'm Welsh. I'm from the UK.
But that means you guys just walk around in shorts in the cold?
Yeah, and if we get cold, we just hug the sheep.
Oh, can I be the sheep?
Why not?
Whoa, Morgan, come on now.
How do you say in Welsh, it's bloody cold?
I don't know, but I know the really long word, which is
What did you say?
It's a place. It's the longest train station name in Europe, the second longest in the world.
What's your favorite summer song?
No, I'm going to make up my own.
Oh, really? Okay, what is it? Let's go.
Winter is here again. Spring is gone. Summer is gone. We're still shoveling. I'm going to heat up with my body, keep warm, some nice whiskey, some nice coffee.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Everybody, Star Wars is like all over the joint yesterday, and Anthony Daniels, who of course was C3PO, will be on with us after 7. He's got a new book called I Am C3PO, The Inside Story. So again, Anthony Daniels, C3PO, will be on the Roz and Mocha Show after 7 a.m. this morning, which I'm looking forward to.
Mm-hmm. I watched Mandalorian last night.
How was it? I didn't see it.
I mean, it's so good. It's
Is
Star
it?
Wars. Yeah. There's so much I want to say, but I can't because I don't want to, for anyone who hasn't seen it, especially if you're like you, who's a big Star Wars fan, I don't want to give anything away.
So are you pissy, though, that you couldn't binge it? Or are you okay with them releasing it week to week?
I was okay. I was fine with it. Like, I watched the episode and I was like, I can wait a week or a couple of days.
Well, you only have to, tomorrow night episode 2 comes out.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So it's only a couple of days.
But
That's
then
fine.
it's
I watched
every
it last
week. But
night.
then it's every week.
But that's okay because I was just like scrolling through to see what else is on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And it's everything. So I have more than enough film material to fill my time until the next Mandalorian.
How much of the Disney Plus catalog is not Disney, but Disney properties that they've purchased? So how much is there?
Oh,
dude. Can you tell how much of like the 20th Century Fox catalog they have? Like, is that noticeable or no?
For me, no.
No, you don't know.
No.
Yeah, okay.
But the National Geographic section with all their documentaries.
Yeah.
Holy.
Really, huh?
Yeah.
Watching lions fighting hyenas all night.
Dude, it is the amount of stuff that they have on this platform is insane.
Yeah, because I was wondering how big of a difference it was going to be between the Disney Plus Canada and Disney Plus US, because we've talked so much about this that they don't have a lot of the licensing rights for shows and movies because they have the deals with those Disney channels that are run by another company in Canada, and so they still have rights to first run on a lot of things. So there's a lot of properties that are on like Disney Junior, Disney X, I think is up here as well, and the Disney channel that are not going to appear immediately on
But
Disney
it's like
Plus.
Netflix Canada versus Netflix US.
Yeah.
Licensing for some of the movies or TV shows are a little bit different.
But I think that bridge has narrowed from when it first started. Because when it first started, it was noticeable. Like I remember when it first started, I used to use like a VPN thing and a different browser to access Netflix US because it was so different.
Yeah.
Now it's like you don't hear a lot about that anymore. You don't hear a lot of Canadians being pissy about what's not on Netflix Canada.
Give me an example of something that you may be looking for. Like I have my Disney Plus open.
Is Die Hard there?
Die Hard.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's a 20th Century Fox movie that they now own, right? That's now a Disney movie.
Hold on, let me look.
I'm trying to think of what else. Because the story was
when I typed in Die Hard,
what came up?
Chicken Little.
Right. Oh, but you know what though? Maybe Die Hard won't be there because are there any rated R movies on, or is it all family friendly?
No, it's got to be
Disney
all.
Plus?
I haven't seen anything rated R.
Nothing.
Maybe
PG-13.
Maybe. You know what is missing from here though?
What's that?
So they have like a full Spider-Man section.
Yeah.
On Disney Plus, right?
Yeah.
And it's got all the old like 80s cartoons and anything Spider-Man has like appeared in.
Yeah.
They have Civil War and Avengers Endgame, but the other solo Spider-Man movies, so Far From Home and Homecoming, are not there.
Well, because it's a co-pro with Sony, right?
But it's because it's with Sony.
Can you check Home Alone? That's a Fox movie.
Home Alone.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with the Fox catalog, the 20th Century Fox catalog.
Home Alone 1, 2, and 3 are there.
They're all there?
Okay, Waiting to Home Alone 3. Okay, what about Waiting to Exhale? That's a Fox movie.
Waiting to Exhale? What's Waiting to Exhale?
That's Waiting to Exhale was Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston.
Oh my God. Hold on a second here. We've at Disney Plus 24 hours, Maury, and you're already at Waiting to Exhale? Come on, man.
You're not going to soil my Disney Plus with this, Maury.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
All Star Wars yesterday, man. All Star Wars yesterday.
Yeah, everybody went full on with Star Wars. And it wasn't just The Mandalorian that people were watching on Disney Plus. They went back and started watching all the older movies.
Mandalorian, 2 thumbs up, by the way.
Yeah? Good.
Yeah, I watched that joint yesterday.
Forward to it.
Oh.
And the one thing that started trending immediately was McConkie and Greedo. Now, why is this important? Well, because one of the things in Star Wars that has been a debate and the ire of fans for so long was that in the scene in the cantina with I love that you have all of this ready. In the scene in the cantina with Han and Greedo, and Han just wastes Greedo in cold blood. He just shoots him.
Yeah, hashtag Han shot first.
Han shot first. And then George Lucas went and redid it, and he had Greedo shoot first and miss Han Solo, and Han shot in retaliation. and wasted Greedo. And then a lot of fans were really bummed out about that.
Thinking like we
Very
wouldn't
upset
notice.
That we wouldn't notice.
Come on, George.
So everybody yesterday went and started watching Star Wars. And they realized that there's yet another change to that scene. And that was right before Han wastes Greedo. Greedo says the word McClunky.
And everyone's like, wait a minute. That never appeared in the movie before.
It was never in the movie.
George Lucas went in and changed it again.
So what happened is that everybody then started going in on Disney, and Disney said, hey, listen, we researched this just now. Thanks, by the way. And this change was made in like 2012 is when George Lucas made yet another change to it. And that's the movie we bought when we bought Lucasfilm, is he gave us the copies of the movies, and that's the latest change that he made. So here's the clip now with McClunky added to it.
Over my dead body. Yes, I bet you have.
Okay. Even the way he says McClunky,
yeah,
like it just sounds different
I know,
from the rest of the dialogue.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right. Like nothing sounds right. Hold on here. Let me find you this.
Right? McClunky. Like if you go back, like listen to his voice, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I bet you have.
Okay, so then they went back, and fans were like, the phrase McClunky, they say that it translates to, it'll be the end of you, and that this was actually the second time it's been said in Star Wars after Sebulba threatened Anakin in Episode 1.
In Phantom Menace?
Yes.
The movie that everybody hated?
Yes.
Why
So
would
we're
you do
supposed
that?
to remember that now, that everybody started
McClunky.
messing with other scenes in Star Wars. What's the first one you have there?
So the first one is when in A New Hope, when Darth Vader and Obi-Wan meet for the first time in a long time, and they battle with the lightsabers, and right before, spoiler alert, Darth Vader swipes his lightsaber across Obi-Wan's chest.
McClunky.
Right? And then the
Yeah.
next one, is from, I guess it was Jedi, was when Yoda died in Jedi.
Oh, okay.
And he's taking his last, spoiler alert, his last breath.
Right.
And right before his last breath, his very last word is...
Clunky.
I'll tell you, you know what I want? I want a full series of Greedo in sort of like parallel universes where he just keeps living that same day over and over and over again until he gets to the day where he doesn't die. You know what I mean? I want George Lucas to re-edit this scene 1,000 more times for people.
Like a Greedo Groundhog Day?
Yes, I want Greedo Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day Greedo?
Yes.
McClunky.
Right? That's what I want. I want to see this happen 1,000 more times to just keep trolling fans.
McClunky.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
I'm so excited. We're going to finally talk to C3PO again. He's been on the show before, but Anthony Daniels, a.k.a. C3PO, has a book, and I'm surprised that this is the first ever kind of memoir that he's put out. It's called I Am C3PO, The Inside Story. Anthony Daniels, it's Roz Mocha. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sitting here all warm and snug looking out at the snow. I love it.
Anthony, I'll tell you, with everything and all the anticipation for the new movie that's coming out in a couple weeks and the sort of end of the Skywalker saga, there was one moment in that new trailer that came out where they alluded to the fact that maybe 3PO dies. And out of everything, all the other details of everything else that's going on in that movie, that is what hit fans the hardest, which says so much about this character that you created. What was your reaction to sort of that reaction?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. 3PO loved it too, I got to tell you, because it was quite a moving little experience on the set, and it came across in the trailer just the way we shot it.
Yeah.
So It has brought out a lot of emotional stuff from fans, and I'm really touched by that. I'm only just beginning to realize by meeting lots of people now just how fond many, many people are of 3PO, and how he in a way, he reflects some of their feelings when he gets all excited or afraid or whatever. Because we're all taught as grown-ups to kind of hide feelings. 3PO doesn't. He just lets it out.
Right.
How many times in your life, Anthony, has someone reached out to you about writing a book on your life as C3PO, and why was now the time to do so?
It happened once, which is why I'd done it. And I kind of said, okay, 40,000 words. It's become 95,000, I think. So it's kind of proper book-shaped book, which kind of surprised me. And it seemed a moment when I could actually talk a little about Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, without giving spoilers.
Right.
I'm very anti-spoilers, okay? Oh! But suddenly I've got this kind of hat rack of all the movies, that, in fact, the 11 Star Wars movies I've been in, and I can, hang other stories around that framework.
Speaking of spoilers, with the Rise of Skywalker coming out in December, and you filming that, did you or did everyone starring in the movie get different versions of the script, or did you go into this knowing full well what happens in the movie beginning to end? Because, sometimes directors will kind of throw the actors and actresses off by giving them false scripts. They would go as far as filming those knowing that it will never make the movie because they don't want spoilers to get out there?
Yeah, it's a good point. J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio have worked very, very hard on the script of this thing, and it started off really, really exciting, really good. But then it's kind of grown organically, if I can put it that way, that every day there would be a rewrite of some script I had learned. But the story, I kind of know what happens. I'm not telling you, okay? Mm-hmm. I know what happens, and all the main people know too. And what is interesting is, we had lots of extras, crowd artists, background artists, call them what you like, who kind of people these scenes. And they see and they hear everything that's going on, and I don't believe anyone has ever kind of blabbed what they've seen.
No. Was there a point in the sort of your second run at 3PO where it was ever floated to you that maybe 3PO and you in the suit was replaceable with CGI? And did you ever want that?
CGI is kind of expensive to do, frankly. I think it's cheaper to have me there in the suit, which is a remarkable piece of artwork. Yeah. CGI is really good for some special effects shots. But one of the things you get by having, for instance, what I do is a kind of puppeteering, I think, wearing a kind of bodysuit made of plastic and metal. But in this film particularly, we have so many puppeteers inhabiting creatures of various sizes. And what you have is the whole human input, the kind of visceral quality of having an animal, actually, a human animal, actually the real sense of being a natural thing.
Anthony Daniels, thank you very much for joining us on the Roz Mocha Show. The new book is I Am C3PO, The Inside Story. Before we let you go, do you get a free subscription to Disney Plus now that it's finally out?
Hey, good call. I got a free ride on the Falcon the other day at Galaxy's Edge, and it was so much better than the real thing, I can't tell you. If you want to experience it, go to Disney. But listen, you should also mention that I Am C3PO, The Inside Story, has the most wonderful foreword written by my beloved director, J.J. Abrams.
Right, it does.
Make sure you read that first.
As much as this is going to break my heart, can you do the line where you say, taking one last look, sir, at my friends?
Only if you do an Oscar Isaac impersonation of what he says. Gotcha there.
He says, hold on.
He says, hold on.
No, he stumbles a bit and he's like, what's going on? What are you doing, 3PO? And then you say,
taking one last look, sir, at my friends.
Oh my God, that breaks my heart.
You're killing me.
Anthony Daniels, we love you so much. Thank you very much for joining us on the Roz Mocha Show.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, was it good to have Mark Hamill back on set for 9?
Delightful. Always a pleasure.
Nice. Interesting.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Anthony
you,
Daniels.
Anthony.
Bro, what the hell?
Right?
Dude!
Right?
Was that a revelation or what?
Right?
He wasn't ready for that. Good for you for sneaking that question in.
So, is it known? Because I looked everywhere and I didn't know.
Luke Skywalker's not in the trailer. All right?
Right.
We know that.
But because he could be a Force ghost,
He
right?
could be a Force ghost.
You have to figure at some point, Mark Hamill.
Was he just there hanging out on set being like, fam, I helped start this thing, so I'm going to hang out until the very end?
No.
Luke Skywalker's there.
Yes.
I think C3PO just messed up, bro.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is... Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Marco, welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show and Fix My Life.
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
Marco.
All right, so you are 18 years old, and here's what you wrote to us.
Hey, Roz and Mocha, Fix My Life, FML. My 16-year-old sister recently ran away from home and has been living with relatives and friends. She is a menace to live with and has broken just about every rule my parents have set for her. The problem is that I'm the only one in the family that she's willing to talk to, but I'm on my parents' side of the argument. I don't know if I should keep in contact with her, even though I'm furious at her, or if I should cut her off.
So, Marco, why did your sister leave? What's the argument that's happening at home that she's now living with relatives or friends?
Well, it's been it's been coming for a long time. My parents caught her vaping, and that's the number one rule. And just she just doesn't listen to any rule. There's no food allowed in the upstairs. She breaks that rule. It's
These seem like rules that don't get you kicked out or you don't run away over. No food upstairs, and your sister broke that rule. So what happens? What's your parents' reaction and their sort of role in all of this? So there's a rule of no food upstairs. How does that escalate to the point of where your sister then leaves?
It's small things like that, where they get into arguments where my sister she's oh, stop controlling me, let me just be.
Is she into drugs? Is she going through depression?
Vaping and food upstairs.
Well, the food upstairs is just a small example of how it
So
all starts.
what else? When she left, what was the final straw?
It was because my parents told her number one rule, no vaping.
Yeah.
She completely broke her trust. She did it she kept doing it again and again.
Mm-hmm.
And she just snapped and it was midnight and she just left. But she's 16 and she thinks that she's on top of the world now.
Have your parents tried to talk to her and get her to come back home?
Yeah. Constantly. She's no.
Yeah, it's interesting with situations like this because everybody just sort of digs their heels in, and whether it's your sister or your parents, in a situation like this where you got a kid who's a nightmare or parents who are nightmares, asking for help from somebody outside the family is not a sign of weakness. And I know that this is where that sort of family pride things comes into it, but asking for help is not a sign of weakness at all. You may need expert advice in this. You may need some sort of intervention. You may need some sort of treatment, or it just means that they have to work on their communication together because one issue just seems to blow everything up, right? You got to figure out what sets off your sister. You got to figure out what sets off your parents. And if they're going to write off their daughter, okay, for vaping, and I know it's not the greatest thing in the world, and you got rules and follow my rules and everything else, but you can't write a kid off for vaping. You can't cut a kid out of the life of the family for vaping.
Well, no, they don't cut her off. It's her that's run away, but she'll try to get in contact with me to bring her places.
Yeah, and sometimes you got to let a pain in the ass kid face the consequences or deal with the consequences. That's sometimes that's the thing that winds up inadvertently happening, and it helps. But I think that for your parents, okay, you guys really need to figure out something about your sister. You have to figure out if this is a rebellious kid or a kid who is in trouble, because there's a difference, and they look very similar most times. Okay.
Yeah.
And your parents, if they only see a rebellious kid, they may not be willing to see that what they're actually dealing with is a kid in trouble. And that's the thing that they need to figure out.
Yeah. Well, my parents have tried to get her to do some type of therapy, but she is completely
No.
Does she not want to be part of the family? Like, what's going on? What's her?
And she doesn't want, like, she, like, despises my parents.
That's really wild.
Just because of these little rules, like.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, the little rules add up to something bigger that's happening in her life, right? That she's not sharing with you or not sharing with your parents.
Well, I mean, you can't just start cutting people out of your life for things like, you know, the house rules.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying let a teenager go wild, but you may need to ask for help on this one. You may need to ask for help that is
like professional help.
Yeah, that's you may need to call in the experts for this one, man.
Yeah.
Okay, bro.
Okay, then.
Okay, man.
Thanks, Marco.
Right on.
Thanks for having me on. You guys are the best.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
Hey, what's that new Billie Eilish song like? Have you
Oh my
heard
God,
it?
dude, she's so good.
Is it good?
It's called Everything I Wanted. It's a dedication to her brother, which I think is really nice. Her brother is like big in her career. He like produced her album and everything.
Did. Oh, I didn't know. Okay, cool.
That's
I got you.
That's her guy right there. And I love that they have that relationship.
I like it. It's got a very deliberate 80s sort of beat to it, right? And the wispiness of whatever they did to her voice sounds very much
so
like
good.
that. It reminds me a little bit of all those tracks that were on that on the Drive soundtrack with Ryan Gosling. Remember that?
Dude.
Remember that movie?
Yo, underrated.
Yeah, I mean, it was a crazy good movie. But what was that one song? Was it
Night Call or Under Your Spell?
No, Human Being. Is there a Human Being song on there? A real human.
Yeah, that movie was 2011, huh?
Yeah. Was it really?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. What's that song called? Give me the tracks again. It wasn't Night Call. Night Call's that.
There's a Night Call. There's A Real Hero.
A Real Hero.
That one?
Maybe. What's the other one?
Man.
I don't know. Just give me some titles, bro.
Come on. Hold on.
Yeah, I like this song. Because I think they do to this girl's voice sort of what they did with Billie Eilish's voice in her new song, where they just do like a super long kind of wispy effect to it, which I'm a big fan of. I think Billie Eilish sounds great like that.
What's her name? They do that with, what's her name? Lana Del Rey.
Yeah, same sort of thing, right?
I love Lana Del Rey.
Oh yeah, this song. I like this song.
It's this one, right?
I think so. It takes them forever in these. I mean, if you're going to do it like an 80s inspired song, you get it.
Yeah, it's this one.
Yeah. Like, how do you not like this? Like, you have something wrong with you.
Now, which was the real...
You really do. I think that if you don't find this, like, precious, or if you don't find this just kind of cool, like, I get all into my own head when I listen to this stuff.
That movie, Drive, Ryan Gosling. Where was it that extremely brutal scene took place? Was it in an elevator or was it in a parking lot outside of his car?
Elevator.
It was, right?
Yeah. Face Stop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Yeah, but see, I like this stuff. When I hear Billie Eilish, oftentimes it reminds me of like just this kind of vibe of music, which I love, man. Just start thinking about stuff.
Like, what do you think about right now?
I don't know. I just start thinking about stuff. Like, I don't know. When I hear like a track like this, I just always
like nice stuff?
Yeah. Like, I don't get depressed.
Yeah.
No, I don't get depressed. I might get a little sad, but I don't get depressed. I just wind up getting into my own head too much. And then I gotta put something else on. Jackass.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
I watched the show on, what's that called? Apple TV Plus?
Yeah. Which one? See?
No, I watched the morning show.
And?
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
I still have I need to spend a couple of minutes with my Apple TV, with the Apple I'm saying like you.
Yeah, Apple TV. Yeah,
Apple TV Plus.
Yeah.
I still can't navigate. Maybe I'm just an idiot.
Yeah,
but I just can't navigate towards any of the new stuff.
Right. It's a great show, and you can tell it's very much like a movie. It's interesting that it breaks down into episodes, because when you get to episode 1, you really do feel like you are watching a movie.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of shows are like that, but one of the reasons why this show puts it sort of over the top is because it's Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon and Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Right? So it very much feels like a movie. And then so when it ends, you have this sense of being unfulfilled, but then you're like, oh my God, I got more of this.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because the budget on that show is $15 million
How many
an
episodes
episode.
did you watch?
I
Just
watched
one?
2.
What do they have available right now?
I don't know.
Something like that?
Somebody sent me 3.
Oh, okay.
They sent me 3, so I'll probably watch the 3rd tonight.
Yeah.
But it's incredible because the budget on the show it's $15 million an episode, and it shows it's a really, really large looking show.
Yeah.
And Jennifer Aniston is incredible in it, and it's just the writing is amazing. The story's great. It's really timely. Reese Witherspoon is the best Reese Witherspoon, where she is.
Really?
Yeah. Where
Hold
she's got
Reese,
it
better than Big Little Lies?
Well, here's
Reese
the thing.
Witherspoon?
Here's the thing.
Because she's fantastic in that one.
She's very similar. She's not unlike her character in Big Little Lies.
Okay, because I like her character
Only instead of a kind of Malibu rich housewife, she is her accent comes back, the Reese Witherspoon Southern drawl is back. So she's a Southern sort of aging news field reporter who has never been able to catch her big break because one time she said the F word twice on air.
Oh no!
Right? And she's brilliantly smart, but a wild hothead.
Yeah.
And it's the best Reese Witherspoon. This is the Reese Witherspoon that I love, but the whole show is just fantastic, man.
All right.
It's really great.
Well, I will definitely have to check that one out.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I woke up to some bad news this morning.
No, what?
Bad news.
What?
My Raptors lost.
Oh.
Because they were playing in LA. I was in bed at 9 o'clock last night.
Yeah.
And the game didn't start till 10:30. And why is this an important game? It's because Kawhi Leonard, former Toronto Raptor, NBA champion, plays for the Clippers, and the Clippers won 98-88. Raptors continue their road trip. They're in Portland tomorrow night. The Clippers and Kawhi Leonard will visit Toronto, Scotiabank Arena next month. And they asked Kawhi last night after the game if it's more competitive now that he's not a Raptor.
It's just fun, just be able to compete against, guys we were with last year. We grew a relationship. And, from that aspect, it's a little bit more competitive because you do talk to him. So you could tell him that we won the game tonight.
He's so chill, huh?
He is. I wondered, out of everyone on the squad, on the Raptors, if any of them became friends. Sure, you can have a teammate and be friendly, but how many of them actually became friends? And what I learned is that Kawhi and Fred VanVleet
Oh, yeah?
Our
Those
boys.
two?
Yeah.
We FaceTime a little bit, over the course of the last few months. And just speaking to them, just checking in, and checking in on families and babies. And, we had a son at the similar time. So just checking in and seeing how everything is going. But just watch it from afar. And he looks happy and his family's happy. And that's all you can ask for.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh, so much went on this week, Mocha.
Yeah.
So I think for the podcast, it is time. Mocha, are you ready?
Yep.
Let's do the news!
A Roz and Mocha Show and Kiss 92.5 News Break.
So Tyler, the Creator's Camp Flog Gnaw. Is that how you say that? Camp Flog Gnaw Festival? Mm-hmm. I guess he built this great lineup. A$AP Rocky was there, Lil Uzi was there, Drake was there, but I guess the crowd was expecting the surprise guest, or maybe they thought for some whatever reason that surprise guest was going to be Frank Ocean. They were all expecting Frank Ocean. So everybody in that crowd ravaged anyone else who came out on stage. And so this is Drake getting booed off stage.
No.
Booed off
Drake,
stage. Listen
the
to
biggest
this.
rapper in the world.
Listen to this.
Hey, paranoid, always rolling with my boys. But you gotta understand when it's yours, they don't really need your ass with a choice, man. Plug no, make some noise for yourself tonight.
Yes. I'll make noise.
You know,
tell me.
I'm gonna tell you.
Please do. I'm listening.
Like I said, I'm here for you tonight. If you want to keep going, I will keep going tonight. What's up? If you want to keep going, I will keep going tonight. Oh, wow. Well, look, it's been love. I love y'all. I go by the name of Drake. Thank you for having me.
Wow.
I will keep going. No, we're good.
And then somebody posted this video. This was apparently 15 minutes after Drake walked off stage when everybody realized that Frank Ocean wasn't coming out. Listen to this guy scream.
Go, bro.
I don't know what happened.
No.
I don't know what happened. Kevin Hart made his first appearance, his first official appearance since his car crash at the 2019 People's Choice Awards last night.
First and foremost, man, thank God, because I definitely don't have to be here. Being that I am, it makes me appreciate life even more. It makes me appreciate the things that really matter. Family. I want to thank my wife, my kids, who really stepped up to the plate for me. I also want to take the time to thank the People's Choice Award just for this. This is amazing, but more importantly, the people, man. You have no idea the effect that you have on us as entertainers.
Jeez. That was he was picking up the award for Comedy Act of 2019. There is a new oldest couple in the world. According to Guinness, John Henderson and his wife Charlotte, who met in 1934 while attending University of Texas. John is 106. Wow. Charlotte is 105 for the combined age of 211.
Oh, you missed it by this much, Roz.
Why would I do?
Oh, I thought you were in the running.
For what? Oldest couple? What are you saying about Catherine?
No, I'm just trying to make fun of you.
Well, it's not oldest guy. You're dissing you're dissing my woman. How old do you think Catherine is? Not cool, man. Not cool.
Oh, burn, ring, ring.
No,
911.
not cool, man. That's not cool at all. You go after my girl like that. It's not cool. I don't appreciate that. Also, she's 10 years younger than I am.
Ooh. But high five right there.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, high five right there.
Yeah, high five.
Reach.
High
five. No, 106 and 105 for a combined age of 211. They celebrated their 80th wedding anniversary together. Yeah, bro.
Goals. Couple goals right there. I like it.
Alex Trebek got emotional last night after a contestant's answer in Final Jeopardy. So this was after Alex had revealed that he is returning for treatment while he still battles pancreatic cancer. This is the part of the show where you write your answer on your board. It is revealed, and then Alex sort of reads the answer out.
They're dealing with famous phrases and this clue. In the title of a groundbreaking 1890 expose of poverty in New York City slums, these three words follow how the. 30 seconds. Good luck. Groove, you're smiling. I like that. Let's take a look at your response. Did you come up with the right one? No? What is we love you out? That's very kind of you. Thank you. Cost you $19.95. You're left with $5. Okay. Let's go to Kyle Jones now.
Right.
The guy had $2,000 left.
Yeah.
And he bet $19.95 on it.
No, good for him, man. You got to throw love. You got to throw love. So after Drake got booed off the stage at Tyler, the Creator's Camp Flog Gnaw, this is what Tyler wrote. I thought bringing one of the biggest artists on the effing planet to a music festival was fire. But flip side, a little tone deaf knowing the specific crowd it drew. He added, some created a narrative in their head and acted like this, I don't know what that word is, when it didn't come true, and don't F with that. So everybody was hoping that it was going to be
Frank Ocean, but then Drake came out, and for some reason they were pissed at Drake. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Drake just said that he signed a 10-year residency with Camp Flog Gnaw. Yes, Drake!
On Dancing with the Stars, Sean Spicer finally went home.
No, he didn't.
Yes. After Allie Brooke, this is what it took to beat Sean Spicer. Allie Brooke had to score 2 perfect 10s in order to send Sean Spicer home.
Got the enemy on lock.
Thanks to everyone who supported me. Thanks to my family for everything they did. I've loved being on this show. Thank you for making me part of it. God bless you all. Happy Veterans Day.
And Facebook says that they are working on the problem. If it hasn't already been corrected, there was a bug in the Facebook app that would turn on your camera on your phone. So if you were on Facebook and you were looking at a picture on Facebook, and if you tapped the picture, that motion would open up your front-facing camera, but only you wouldn't see it. It would be open behind the Facebook app.
Sure, it was a mistake.
Roz and Mocha Q&A.
Love this part of the podcast. Ask Roz and Mocha. These are your questions via Instagram at Kiss925. And of course, we try to get one of you to ask us your question live with us while you're on the phone, like Neda. How are you, Neda?
Hi, good. Thank you.
Welcome to the podcast.
Oh, thank you. I can't believe I'm talking to you.
Nice. Neda, what is your question?
Okay, so I saw the thing on Instagram and I thought I'd just ask my question. So the thing is that I'm actually doing, I finished the 4-year bachelor's and I'm doing my second one right now.
Wow.
So I basically, it started from that I love what I'm doing right now, but I know I've researched it and I know that it won't necessarily lead to a high-paying job in my future, probably. Mm-hmm. So I'm just wondering, I've already done 4 years. I'm paying more. I'm probably in more than $40,000 in debt. Just should I continue? Should I not? Like, if I know that it may not lead to something high-paying for me, should I just go with it or should I not? This is basically my question.
What brought you down this road in the first place?
Honestly, so I started my first bachelor because I was just in such a rush to just get into school because everybody else kind of around me knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
So basically, I just went to Bachelor of Fine Arts, which is something totally general. I was always kind of a little good at arts. I finished that, and then after that, I took a year off, just working a little bit in retail. And then now I'm actually doing a Bachelor of Furniture Design, and I'm really liking it. It's super fun, but I know, I've researched it. There's always that 1 or 2% that can be successful, but this could potentially not be a high-paying job. But I know I'm loving it right now. I'm just wondering, I have a couple more years to go. I've done 2 years of it. Just every time it just kind of comes up for me. My parents have never told me not to pursue this. This is, my birthday's coming up in I think 2.5 weeks, and I'm turning 25. Mm-hmm. It just, again, it kind of came up for me. It's just, should I go with this? Is this the right thing that I'm doing?
Are you asking whether or not you should stop all of this and just go in a completely different direction?
Not necessarily a different direction. Just go find a full-time job.
That's tough. What would you do? If you stop all of this right now, right? And you take you've obviously taken time to think about it. What would you do? Where would you go?
So what I am doing right now with my job, I know that there's a potential for me to be possibly an assistant manager or maybe even a shift lead at my job. So that'll be a full-time job that I can go into.
Is this a full-time job at a furniture-making place or something completely different?
It's not a furniture-making place, but it is a furniture-selling store.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So, geez. This is tough. It is, okay. So let's sort of back this up a little bit here. Is being a furniture maker and designer your dream?
Honestly, I love it. Yes. I can see myself being the designer.
Okay.
Like, I can see myself doing that.
Do you love it, and do you think that you will find purpose and meaning in that work, enough of that where you would be fine living on very little money?
I know I love it.
It doesn't matter what you love,
but you love money more.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
At the same time, it's important. You know, it's kind of what we have in the society. You have to kind of make money to be able to. I don't know. I think I'm a little confused. I can see my friends, like, I guess, getting somewhere around me.
Yeah.
And I'm honestly not 100. I don't know. Should I be in a position that I know what's happening for the rest of my life, or is it?
I think you just have to make smart decisions.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Is it part of sort of being an adult and taking responsibility for your life is making sure that you are going to actually take care of your life. And
yes.
I'm gonna say this, and I know a lot of people are gonna go, okay, boomer, but I'm gonna go, okay, millennial, which is somehow, and I don't know when this started, this idea of pursuing the thing you love. Okay, or that line that everybody says where if you do something you love, you'll never work a day in your life, or whatever that notion is, right? That is a very sort of privileged part of life where people get to do for a living and earn a living doing the thing that they love. Most people don't have that. Yeah. Most people go to work every day, and most people have jobs, and the world is run by people who have jobs. Now, if you wind up in a job where you find purpose and you have responsibility, maybe you can make some friends, you earn a living, that's where you sort of want to look, you know? You don't want to do something you hate. You want to do something that maybe gives you a little bit of purpose and people depend on you, but you don't have to love it. This idea that you have to then go and find something that is going to support you financially for your life, but it has to be in this small window of just things you love is ridiculous. It's nuts. It's madness thinking. Fill your life, the rest of your life outside of work hours with the things you love. You know what I mean? You want to go, you want to make furniture. You already did 3 years of school on it, okay? You, I'm assuming, have the skills. You have evenings and weekends where you could go and learn from somebody who's been doing this forever. You could buy materials and make a chair in your garage and sell it on a website that you've created, okay? You can do all this stuff. You can sort of find your passion, and if it gives you that outlet of escape and creativity that you need, but it doesn't have to pay you $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
I don't know. Am I nuts?
On the flip side, and this is not for everybody, it just so happened that it worked out for me.
You're a rare case.
Where I knew what I wanted to do, and that was the only thing I focused on.
Right.
And I knew that there was a potential of not making a lot of money. And I was okay at the time. I was okay with that because I figured I'll just figure it out when it happens. But I just wanted to be on the radio and work in this business so badly that I just worked my ass off to get to this position.
But it's not about working your ass off, though, and that's the thing. Like, saying that you want to be a successful entertainer is like winning the lottery.
Yeah.
Because there are people in this business that work just as hard as you did that are out of work right now.
No,
you know what I mean?
Fully agree.
It's not something where hard work pays off, because so often hard work doesn't pay off.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the sort of line, like, you know, we're very fortunate to be in the position that we're in.
Totally.
And sure, we had something else that, you know, a lot of people didn't, and who knows, and timing and all this other stuff that sort of plays into it. And now we can reap the benefits of this, but you can't use that as a business model.
So, Netta, what is it that outside of, you know, your schooling and what you're paying and all that, like what else are you spending your time doing? What are the things that are making you happy in your life?
Well, right now I'd say I'm pretty busy with just school and work. But otherwise, on the side, like, I've done some little projects on my own before. I have a little thing set up in the garage. It's not much, but kind of, just build stuff. But yeah, no, I totally understand. And that's where the question, like, for me, like, that's when it started. Because in my mind, I'm like, yes, maybe I should follow my dreams. But at the same time, if I know that may not, if I know I can do this on the side, if I know that it may not get me too far financially, should I even be like doing 2 more years to just finish this degree, or should I be just looking for a full time? I know it's
you got to work.
Loaded,
we all have to work unless you are happy with a lifestyle of where, you know, certain things just don't mean that much to you. And maybe you're that type of person, and there's a lot of those people. But I've seen over the years, I know people who are close in my life where they took the thing that they loved most in life and turned it into their job. Okay. And that's great. It's awesome until you're in an environment where somebody tells you that the thing that you love most in life, now you got to change it and do it my way. And the thing that you love most in life that you managed to turn into a job, actually you're not that good at. You know what I mean? And and then all of a sudden the thing that gives you joy is now the thing that causes you to stay up at night with stress. Because you've taken that thing, that sort of passion project of yours, and you've turned it into a business, but you're letting other people sort of dictate your life after that fact. And it's risky. It's really, really risky. You know, you can easily destroy the thing you love. And both of those people I know that turned the thing that they loved into their careers now have other passions that are no longer that thing, because that thing that they loved is now their job.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Does that help a little bit?
You asked me, you asked me if I was happy right now. Like, I'd say I'm content, but like I'm living with my parents and I love them. They're amazing people. Yeah. But at some point in my life, like I want to move out. But honestly, at this rate, I'm not sure if I can afford to move out. I don't know when that's going to come up.
Also, nothing wrong with being content.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, thank you.
It's a good place to be. Maurie, do you have anything to offer?
Yeah, I was just going to table a quick pun and say if she does do well, she can be the chairman of the board.
Yes, that's true. There you go.
Thank you, Netta.
Thank you so much, guys.
You got it, love.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right.
That's
Adil?
tough. That's tough, that whole thing, man. It's really difficult for people because everybody sort of wants to do the thing that they love. And I don't know if that's the way to teach kids. I think finding responsibility is a much more sort of fulfilling thing. And if you wind up being able to build a business and do the thing you love, then that's a bonus. But I think finding responsibility, finding something that gives you purpose, that makes you feel fulfilled, but the things that you truly love, I think have to come from outside of work. I think that the things in your life that you love the most should not be the thing that you do for a living.
Yeah, you got to have
really
hobbies.
Do. Yeah,
right?
I really do.
Adil Khan asks, Roz's retirement plan is when he knows it's time, he will just get up and leave. What is Mocha and Damnit Maurie's plan for retirement? Maurie?
Hope that he doesn't get up and leave anytime soon. That's my plan.
I know. You ever see Maurie's face when I start talking about retiring? He gets like all super fidgety and stuff, right?
Dude, I'm in the red. Like, you can't leave yet.
Yeah, he gets super.
But you've forever been in the reds.
Yeah, you're always. That's not my fault, though, man.
Yeah, that's your fault.
No, it's like a bobbing head in water.
Yeah, but that's not your fault. Like
you're right, it's not my fault.
You make really good money working on this show.
Yeah, but I spend really good money.
Yeah, that's not our fault.
Do you have a retirement plan? Have you thought about it?
I have an account set up that's called a retirement fund.
Uh-huh.
But what's in it, though?
I mean, it says $30,000, but every time I go to do my taxes, they say I owe back money for that from when we bought the condo. So I'm very confused.
Oh, so hold on here. So you had an RSP.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you guys bought the condo, you can take money out of an RSP one time only.
You're $25,000.
You're $25,000, but you have to pay that back.
Right. So then what's the number that's there? Is that extra $30,000? Like, am I like going to be like...
the bank doesn't just give you extra money.
Yeah, no.
So I've saved money and I owe money into the same thing.
Well, yeah, you have to pay it back.
You got to pay it back.
But you guys bought that condo how long ago? Like 10 years ago? 11?
10 years ago, almost to the day, yeah.
And then how much time? Isn't it less than that you have to pay that money back?
Great question.
You don't know the answer to that?
Well, no.
Oh, you should. This is all stuff that you should know the answer to.
Yeah.
Forever in the reds. I don't have a retirement plan.
No.
Like, I want to live like up north on a farm without animals.
also without Matthew, because there's no way Matthew's moving to a farm. No.
Yeah. I just assume like he'll pass at some point.
I really do sometimes more. I look at your marriage, right, and your relationship, and I honestly feel that this is a stage of your life, right, where you will be living with Matthew and you guys are going to have fun and you're in the downtown condo and everything else. But at some point, I truly believe that you two will go your separate ways because of life. Do you know what I mean? You're going to want to live on a farm.
Yeah.
And you're going to obsess about living on a farm, and you will let that destroy your marriage. You're both going to dig your heels in, and you're going to wind up living alone on a farm.
Well, every time we talk about retirement, we'll go for a walk and we'll be like, oh my God, when we retire, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Everything I suggest, he doesn't want to do.
Right.
Oh man, you guys are made for each other.
What does he suggest? Are you and Jenna sort of in line? Like, do you guys ever talk about what, like, life after work? Like, what's that? What that's going to look like to you? Where would you like to live? Same place, different place?
Probably same place and just do more traveling.
Gotcha. Okay,
that's
cool.
really it.
Yeah.
But I haven't like planned out. I'm going to work X amount of years, or I know for a fact that by this particular year, I would like to be retired.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I haven't thought that far
Yeah.
ahead because it's like, you know, I always say I just love what I do, so I want to try
Hurry
to.
up. He's going to get up and leave soon.
Do all of this, be on the radio and do the Roz Mocha show for as long as we can.
Right.
Possibly, right?
Yeah. Now, which makes a ton of sense. Yeah. I have like I'm almost at the point now of where I can have a specific day in my head. Yeah.
I don't want to know. Don't tell me.
No. He needs to
I can't tell you. That would spoil
I'd like to
everything.
at least save $100 for that day so I can get home. So I can get home.
Yeah. Maury, you don't even know how to mow lawns. What are you going to do? Like, you've never mowed the grass. What are you going to do on a farm?
Let it grow.
Right.
Let it grow.
David Capiteo asked this question. I believe this appeared on the last episode or 2 episodes ago when we were talking about, Roz, when you ordered like chicken fingers with fries and gravy, right? And David said he's been craving ever since you talked about it. So on that podcast episode, when you were talking about chicken fingers with fries and gravy, he wants to know where specifically you ordered them from.
Where did I get them?
Did I say Jack Astor's?
No, it wasn't. Oh, you mean when I had that disaster with
Yes.
the delivery app?
Oh, you won't mention
that was the first time I had Popeyes.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you didn't get the fries and gravy?
No.
Oh my God.
No, it was the first time I had ever ordered Popeyes. and I didn't get the fries and gravy.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's really interesting because I don't want to say the app because I didn't tell that story to bash anybody. So
No, of course.
But what had happened was if you're not familiar with that was that I had ordered something. I ordered the chicken fingers with the fries and the gravy, and when my order arrived from the app, the fries and gravy were gone. It was just chicken fingers, and I was arguing with them online through the app, saying, "Listen, this isn't just. I don't want the refund just on the chicken finger or just on the fries and the gravy.
Yeah.
I need a refund for the whole thing because the whole meal is ruined
Absolutely.
at this point."
I agree.
And that was my argument. And I'll tell you, I got a message from somebody, I got a DM from somebody who's a fan of this show.
Yeah.
And she DM'd me, and all she said was this through blank? And she said the name of the app. And I wrote her back, and I was like, maybe? And then she wrote me back saying, I work for them, we can fix this.
And you got your refund?
No, I didn't. I told her no.
Really?
Yeah,
That's classy. That's classy.
I told her no because I didn't want it to I didn't want anybody to think that I did that story or said that story, which was done for jokes.
Sure.
That I was actually looking to harm a company or bash a company or get a refund. And so I told her, thank you very much. Thanks for listening. But yes, you're 100% correct. But no, do not give me the refund.
So we need to fix this and have Popeyes chicken fingers with fries and gravy.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what you're missing out on.
No, I know. I didn't get the
Do you know
fries
what
and I
happened
didn't get the gravy.
same day that happened to you?
What's that?
That you told the story?
Yeah.
So that night I ordered from a place that has the festive special.
Yeah.
And an extra festive special arrived in the bag.
Shut up.
Hold on, you got 2 dinners from Sous Chalet?
3.
3?
Because Matthew and mine, and then there was an extra one in the bag.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is glorious.
If you live in a part of the world or a part of the country that may not have Swiss Chalet is like rotisserie chicken, right?
So good.
And the chalet sauce, like their gravy and the fries, like everything is so good.
The
and
festive special comes with stuffing.
Yeah, and they give you this stupid little white bun, but there's something about that stupid little white bun.
It's so soft.
That is so soft and so good. And you put everything in it. You just break it open with your fingers and you slather butter on the inside. And right in that bun, I just put the chicken, the skin, the French fries, fries and everything. And I just fold it up and I jam it right into that little tub of sauce.
Yeah.
And then just take bites like that.
You know
and the
what I
sauce
really
is
like?
Spicy. It's so good.
From Swiss Chalet are
What's
their
that?
the chicken wings.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah,
but,
I really
but
like
you know
them.
me and Swiss Chalet chicken wings.
I know.
My problem is that I want the wing on the rotisserie chicken. I don't want a different version of wings.
No, I know.
Because I love with Swiss Chalet that little wing, and you know the wing tip, the part that everybody takes off?
Yeah, the crunchy part.
I eat that whole thing.
Yeah.
You eat the gristle.
No, you know the wing. So
Yeah.
the wing. You know the pointy part that sticks off the side?
The stick of the drum.
No, the
the
wing.
wing, bro.
Okay,
The wing, so
more.
not drumstick, the wing.
Thank
Yes.
you. Okay, I can't say this enough
He
times.
said wing 4
I know,
times.
but when you order chicken wings, it comes with
No,
drumsticks.
I'm not talking about the wings you order.
Okay.
Okay, so when you order the chicken, the rotisserie chicken,
Yeah.
you know on the side of it, there's that little wing.
Yes.
Okay, so the drumstick part of the little wing, the flat part of the little wing, and the pointy part off the end are all still attached.
Yes.
Okay, you know that pointy part?
Yes.
I eat that whole.
Oh, wow.
And it's just bone.
Oh, yeah, and it's like, yeah.
It's just charred bone at
Charred,
that point.
yeah, I love it.
So I eat that one whole. But that's what I wish, if I could order wings from Swiss Chalet, that's what I wish the wings were, was just,
just a box of
giant
that.
bucket of those rotisserie wings. Because
Yeah.
that's
You got to try
that's
their
what I love.
pierogies, too.
I've had their pierogies. Pierogies are fine. I'm fine with pierogies.
they're-
Nobody's ever done an amazing pierogi. Like
Theirs are
pierogies
good,
are fine.
And their chicken soup, too.
Yeah.
Celeste Bianca asks this question.
Yeah.
What is something each of you do to keep the spark alive in your relationship?
Hold out.
Now, okay.
I always say to Matthew, like, because we, like sometimes if you hold out or whatever, it makes them want you more.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So you're going on
While you're
how many years of holding out?
Here's the thing, Maury. I know you can't hold out that long because I know you can't suck it in for that long. So that's the only way Matthew's finding you
No, and
attractive.
have like a mating call.
No, we know that. So that's the thing that keep. What is the question again? How do you keep the spark going?
Yeah, what is something each of you do to keep the spark alive in your relationship?
Right. Maury.
So you moan to,
Yeah.
to Matthew?
Yeah, and when he's like in the kitchen or something.
But does he find that attractive though?
Sometimes he'll just be like, no, not right now.
No, so that's what I mean. Like, so that doesn't keep the spark
But,
alive.
yeah,
It kills it right away.
Yeah, what do you do to keep the spark alive? What are just the general things that you do to keep the spark
Not
alive?
the things that you try and then he flat out says no.
Sometimes I'll lie like on the couch and I'll look up at him and bat my eyes.
And does that work?
But these are like flirty things as opposed to things that you do to keep the spark alive.
Oh, so like you mean like when we go to New York at Christmas and stuff?
Once a year? Okay, let me give you an example.
Thank you.
Every day at home, at some point, I will just randomly go up to Jenna and I give her a big kiss.
For sure.
Right?
Yes.
Just throughout the entire day. Before I leave in the morning
Yeah.
to come into work and she's fast asleep, every single morning before I leave, I always give her a kiss on the forehead or on her cheek. And most of the time she didn't even know. But throughout the day, random times throughout the day, just out of the blue, I would go up to her and I'll just give her a kiss.
Okay, so like that.
Yep.
Every Sunday we do Sunday hug.
Okay, so you hug once a week.
What does Sunday hug look like?
When we get up, you know, you still have sleep in your eye, morning
Yeah.
breath or whatever, and like in the kitchen or something, he's getting the eggs out of the fridge, and I'll be like, Sunday hug, and he's like, fine.
Spicy.
Wow.
Wow.
Slow down, you two.
Surprised the neighbors don't complain. So is that the only time that you guys hug? Is
Sunday
once a
hug.
week on Sunday
Well,
for
you don't
Sunday
want to ruin
hug?
Sunday hug by hugging on a
By,
Tuesday.
excuse me? Excuse me?
By hugging
By
on a-
slurring every other day of the week?
hugging on a Tuesday.
Okay. Wow. So you don't hug during the week or anything like
We're
that?
very busy.
Oh, God.
What about when he tucks me in at night? Is that sparkish?
That's kind of babyish. That's
Yeah.
like daddy-ish. Right? Tucking
'Cause
in.
I'll
Even
run
to
into
say
bed.
tucking in is
You
weird.
run to bed.
So I'll run into bed and
All
I'll
I
get
picture,
into the
all I
covers.
picture is like the feet of a onesie hitting the hardwood, like sliding across the condo floor.
into bed.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. I'll get under the covers and I'll be like, bed.
And then what happens? He comes and tucks you in?
And you come in and tuck me in and I'll go light. And then that means he has to turn off the light.
You guys.
You're like my toddler, bro.
Right?
Sparks.
Super
So
weird,
crazy.
dude. Super weird. I don't know. Catherine and I we're just passionate. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of ass slapping in our house. There's a lot of hugging. We kiss multiple times a day.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about because Catherine's real cool in the sense that when she's like around the house, she is always just wearing a robe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she gets hot, and so she just folds down the top of the robe while we're sitting there watching TV. So it's like I see all the time. Like it's just awesome, right? So so we just wind up like oftentimes we just spend a lot of time talking about right?
I don't know why I'm picturing Catherine like standing there with a robe and like a fan blowing her hair and the robe back behind her. I don't know why I have that image in my head.
No, it's more like she's sitting on the couch in a robe with her boobs out, drinking a tea while
like one boob just fell out.
No, Maury. Okay, so you know when you wear a robe, right? Okay, so God, I'm explaining like just very basic concepts. Okay, so
I'm just trying to go with what's imaged in my head.
Okay. So put a robe on right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Tie the robe up.
Okay.
Okay. Now take the top part of the robe.
Yeah.
Off.
Oh wow.
And just let it fold down.
Oh wow. So it's kind of like an apron.
No.
Okay.
Because the apron covers your chest.
Okay.
Okay. So it winds up looking like a big giant puffy like skirt because it's still done up, but the top part and the bottom part are both hanging down.
Wow. Though in my head it was way sexier.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? But it's sexy though. I find it sexy.
I have a question, Maury.
Yeah.
At home.
Yeah.
Do you and or Matthew ever walk around the condo shirtless?
Matthew will. I do, and he says, "Go put a shirt on."
What about nude? You ever just walk around nude?
Oh, sometimes I'll run. Sometimes I'll run naked to my bathroom because like my pajamas are in there,
right?
And then he'll.
But do you cup it when you run? Like, are you cupping it?
No, I'll just go free. And he's like, "Whatever." He goes, "Where'd your ass go?"
Oh, what does that mean?
Like it's disappearing.
Why? Because you're losing so much weight?
No.
Okay, hold on.
And then he'll be like, "The neighbors can see you."
Right. So do you guys never just like hang around like nude though?
Oh my God, no.
No. Really?
No.
What about just in your underpants? Do you ever just sit around both
I'll
of the
do
two
that
of you?
sometimes, but if I sit on the couch naked, he'll be like, "Oh my God, my face goes there."
Man, you guys are relationship goals. No Name asks, if you could live in a different time/era, which would you choose?
Oh, the Roaring 20s.
The Roaring 20s?
Why?
I don't know. It just seemed like such a carefree time of life.
Didn't they have lots of disease that killed people at like 35?
When was the Depression? Like you want to
like I see pictures that are black and white of the 20s, and everyone's just standing outside stores with parasols, having a good time.
Yeah, you know what they You know what they loved in the 20s more? Gay guys. Actually, I don't know. Maybe gay guys, or maybe they were cool with gay guys in
And
the 20s.
look at the fashion. Like everyone was in black
suits. You would be
suits.
doing heroin, Maury, with like male prostitutes. Guaranteed.
Wow. See? Roaring 20s.
Yeah. No.
Do you have like a certain era?
So I have a question though. Would I have the knowledge I have now where I could go back and like be like a manipulative boss in that era, or would I had to have grown up in that era?
No, I
and
think
suffer the
they
consequences
mean-
of that era.
Like, I don't think you're
they
traveling
mean-
back to whatever and you taking the knowledge of technology.
Well, I'm
with
not
you.
time traveling.
No. I think they mean if you could choose an era and then you go back, but I don't know what the parameters are. Like if you are born in that particular year, and then you grow up with that year.
Like pick something where at least electricity was there.
Yeah, well, it's
Like the Roaring
it's tough.
20s.
Yeah, it's tough because I wouldn't want to go back. I wouldn't want to go back too far because I don't really know what that was like.
Like the wild, wild Midwest.
The wild, wild Midwest.
The wild, wild West.
I think for me, I would say like the 90s. I love the 90s.
But you
I would
already
go
lived
back-
in the 90s.
I know.
I want to go back to.
I would go
like,
back and relive it. I don't know
Would
why.
you really?
Yeah, I would just go back and grow up in the 90s. You know why?
Oh, the 90s were cool though.
I-
Pagers.
The 90s were awful.
You know, like the 90s? Where would you go
The
back?
90s were fine.
The 80s?
The 90s were fine.
Or you go back to the 60s or 50s?
No, the best 10 years, I would say, like of a collective sort of decade where you could have lived if you were at the age to have fun, I would say was 83 to 93.
No, go back a bit. The 70s, like Studio 54 in the disco era, and before, where people were just having sex without any worry.
Before AIDS?
Yeah, I just didn't know.
Why can't you say before AIDS?
I just didn't know if that's allowed. I don't know.
What? To say AIDS? Jeez. Mocha, you can't go back. And this is the other thing, too, if you want to be like right now in 2019, right?
God, Maury. Like, honestly, you want to go grow up in an era just so you can have sex because you're not getting sex in this era?
But here's my thing, right? But here's my thing. This is kind of like a weird point because if we're talking North America, right? Like, here's my thing with this conversation. I can travel back and have far more freedom than the two of you because right now in 2019, it has never been a better place for a gay man or a brown man.
And
right? So you can't go back too far. Same thing, Maury, you're a gay Jew. Like, how far back do you think you're going to go before you don't make it to Sunday?
Yeah, it's true, though.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can't go, like, right now is the best time. You are currently living in the greatest time in the history of the world to be a gay Jew.
Well, I would go back to the 70s.
You would?
70s in New York, yes.
Right.
Why?
Yeah.
Because of all the sex that you want to have?
Well, just to live, like, I study so much of that, like Andy Warhol and everything. It'd be
Right.
so cool to just hang out in his, factory or whatever.
Right, but then what happens when HIV shows up?
Oh, I'll be gone.
You'll be gone.
I'll come back to now.
You can't.
Oh.
You would have to live through that.
Oh, geez, that's tough.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So still the Roaring 20s?
Yeah, we're back to the Roaring 20s. I'll just wear a disguise.
Here's a question from Lisa M. What's your favorite thing to do in snow?
Oh, pee.
In the snow.
You ever peed in the snow?
Yeah, I pee in the snow all the time. Also, Maury, I find it weird that as a Jew, you want to go back and live in a time before World War II.
Right, I know. I mean, it just,
'Cause
that
you
period seems good.
Yeah,
Skipping the 40s would be fabulous.
But you would be like, if you grew up, say, if you were 15 in the 20s, right? You'd be like, I don't know, man. Why would you want to live through that?
Well, it just looks good in pictures.
Yeah, but you want to go back and live for like a decade, but you have to think you're going to grow old in that.
Yeah.
So you will then live through the 30s and the 40s.
No, yeah, but then don't forget I changed my mind and I want to go back to just pre-AIDS.
Right.
All right, so what's your favorite thing to do in the snow?
Also, tobogganing. Have you ever taken Roxy or
Yeah,
cruise
we
tobogganing?
love tobogganing.
No, we haven't done the go down a hill yet. We have a toboggan.
Have you gone up a hill?
Come on, Maury.
No, like we pulled them around in the sled, like in the backyard.
Yeah,
we just haven't gone because every time we
haven't, huh?
Because last year, every time I would pull him on the sled,
Yeah.
he didn't have like a sense of balance, and he always just like rolled right off.
So that's why you put him in so much padding.
I know. So I think this year, because
Yeah.
he's 2.5, I think this is going to be the year
This is it.
where we
Yeah.
find a hill and scoot down. I always just love snowballs, like just throwing snowballs at the dog or throwing snowballs at Cruz when he's in that
Yeah,
big puffy,
it's true. No,
big
you're
puffy
right.
snowsuit. And
Yeah.
then they, the dog always, when I toss it up in the air, he jumps up and he tries to bite it, and Cruz
Yep.
with his big thick mitts on tries to make a snowball.
best.
Am I
Love
missing
that.
out? I've never had snowballs thrown at me.
How is that possible?
You never had a snowball
I've never
fight
had
with with your friends or
No.
like with your dad growing up? Like
no. I mean, my
playing
dad and I, we
outside?
grew up in apartments and stuff.
But you were
in the
you were
city.
bullied mercilessly though in school.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, I just assumed.
I always hung out in the back hill with all this.
But nobody
cool
ever
guys.
threw a snowball at you?
No.
Your old man never threw a snowball at you?
No.
Like just walking down the street?
No,
But
never.
even like
My
you
dad
and
was too-
Matthew, like
No.
during the time when you were dating before you got married, like
tussle
walking down
in
the
the snow?
street.
No.
Yeah.
No,
You
never.
Go to a park. No.
Oh. So, but also, you've never then been hit in the face with a snowball that hurt
Oh
like
my
hell, and then
God.
all the snow ran down inside your coat.
Yeah, that's all
No,
worse.
never
See,
had
that's
that.
fortunate then.
Yeah.
You're fortunate.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing you got to keep in mind with Cruz when you do the toboggan and you go down, he's just going to immediately say again, again, and again, and again. You're going to have to keep
That's what
going.
happens, yeah.
Well, yeah.
And then you just say, these two, you just say, hill's closed.
Yeah.
True.
They just closed it.
Right.
We got to go home.
Yeah. Yeah. See that hill? No, we can't do that. That hill's for birthday parties only. Sorry, and it's not your birthday. So
Every week we post on Instagram at Kiss925, Ask Roz Mocha. Feel free to ask as many questions as you want, and we will try our very best to get through a bunch. Yes,
Can we
Tim
do one
Moore.
more from Celeste? How much sex in a week is too much sex?
too much.
You tell us, Maury.
Yeah.
I'd say once a week is fine.
But what's too much?
Too much? Twice a week.
Really? You've
Yeah.
never had too much though.
No, I've never had too much. No.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Powered by Air Transat. Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
on Kiss 92.5
Kiss925.com.
or download the Kiss 92.5 app.